Once you've reached out and developed relationships with military partner programs, really the next step is learning about what each other does and answering those questions about process and what are the needs of each program and what are the roles that each of you serve when it comes to serving military connected kids and families. Understanding each process separately is the first step. And then the second step is looking at where those processes line up and where are there aspects of it that can work together and where are there aspects of it that can fill in the gaps that each program may have.
When FAPS and CACs work together, it provides a seamless support to our military families and really prevents that silo effect from occurring, which sometimes can take place between helping agencies. The best client care stems from our professional relationship with one another, and that partnership reduces barriers, which ultimately can encourage our clients' continued involvement in supportive services.
If something doesn't make sense to you, just ask more, dig in. I think a lot of times when we're working together, there's a lot of assumptions that we just know what the other person's going to do and know what their goals are and how they're going to be. And so I think when you ask questions, it helps you kind of get the nuances and the understanding, and you learn.
When CACs start reaching out and building those relationships, I think what would be really helpful is to go ahead and give them a copy of your protocols and your MOU so they can look at those as well. We have 3 different military MDTs and the legal aspects are a little bit different. Usually it's the MOU that they might tweak to make consistent with the military language that they need. So those are things that it's helpful for them to already look at and then send up the chain of command so it gets sent to the right folks.
Within the military structure, the policy is very structured. So it's not a situation where, like in nonprofits, you can make decisions on short notice. There is a procedure, there's a chain of command that has to be followed. So building those relationships will not only educate you on that, but also keep you in the loop on what's going on with your military partners so you can provide them the service that they need in a way that is most appropriate for them and for you.
We actually have developed a MDT orientation guide, but it starts out with literally defining what a CAC is and what our services are, and then progresses into the referral process, defines the roles of each of our MDT members. And the process of our MDT meetings, we have a list of who's involved in our MDT with all of the law enforcement and Department of Family and Children's Services, because we serve multi-counties. Contact numbers, things like that are in there, and then definitions of services and abbreviations. So it's a fairly comprehensive but concise handout that we're emailing to MDT participants after they've attended the orientation.
Those MDT meetings are very key also in helping us keep track of cases and creating those bonds, because now I have a face. Now that we're back in person MDTs, now I have faces to go with the names. When we often pick up the phone with each other concerning cases that they may have that may not have come to the CAC and vice versa. If I get a case that's a military related case, I contact them immediately. They'll tell me if they're already tracking it or not. If not, then they'll assign it to someone. They give me that information back so I know who's handling on the military side. Then I can pass that on to civilian law enforcement. And we can coordinate the scheduling of the forensic interview or the medical exam together so that all parties are involved.
Reach out to other CACs that already have whatever it is that you're looking for. So in this case, military MDTs. So reach out to someone who already has an established military MDT. I also would highly suggest that you go to NCA Engage. There's so much information that you can look at and get examples, and then you can see who you can reach out to within other CACs or NCA itself.
To learn more, please visit learn.nationalchildren'salliance.org/military.